Hi everybody, good evening. Today is the end of day 5 of my sugar detox, and I am coming to you from we're staying in a hotel, but I think it's part of a resort, and usually during the summertime this place is like super uber busy. There's a lot of lakes up in this area where we're at, and right now this resort, or this main building on this resort, is like super quiet and kind of dead. So kind of reminds me of like the Stanley Hotel in The Shining. I'm not gonna freak myself out. Right now I am in the middle of like the breakfast nook area, but I'm gonna show you a couple of the other places, so follow me. So behind me is the lobby, the front desk. It's like living in this area is like the living room area, if you will, or a place where people can come and play pool and just have fun. It's just so quiet, so quiet. Seriously, I am by the vending machines and I have a view of each hallway. Let me show you. It's kind of freaky. Nothing going down that hallway. Nothing going on down that hallway that I can see. It's just kind of weird. I've never been in a hotel this large and it'd be this empty and quiet. I kind of want to run back to my room. So I think I'm just going to hold my camera here this way. You'll see that I'm wearing this shirt, and yes, it's true. I've worn this shirt 3 days out of my 5 days of sugar detox, and that's just because it's like incredibly comfortable. I got it from Target. Let me know if you see anybody or anything floating around here in the background, but so I wanted to come on here and talk to you about day 5. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Today I've had 2 pieces of fudge, real full sugared fudge. I want to back up the story a little bit. Today is my weigh-in day. I did have a loss, and I'll make a separate video so that you guys can kind of get the gist of the loss and how that all worked out, or what happened, my thoughts on that. Aside from that, I was having a discussion with my daughter last night on the phone, and we were talking about Thanksgiving and getting together and being excited and being happy and having a lot of fun and all the things that we wanted to do together. And she was like, "Oh, I want to show you this cool like fondue set. It's like a chocolate fondue set where you can put fruit and different snack items in this fondue set. But the dipping sauce is like chocolate, you know, white and dark chocolate." So I'm just like, oh, and I said, Marissa, that's my daughter's name, I was like, I'm on this like sugar detox journey, see, and I don't really want to have sugar. So then she's like, well, can you have like honey, and like, can I make something else for you? And I said, well, you know, I'd rather just not. And then she said, okay. So then I got off the phone with her last night, and I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I've been struggling with this all week about whether or not I should go in the direction of absolutely no sugar, or should I maybe limit my sugar. Like, I discussed it with my husband tonight too. I'm like, I think sugar every day is bad, but maybe we should allow ourselves some sugar like 1 day a week. Remember, it kind of goes back to that whole thought process about if you eliminate something from your diet altogether, then the likelihood of maintaining that over the long haul is like low. In my opinion, goes back to carbs, limiting carbs from your diet over the long haul eventually your body's going to want to eat those carbs because that's not something your body should not have. I think it is something that's okay for your body to have. Sugar, on the other hand, maybe not, especially processed sugar. But for me, in my journey, I think that maybe having one day where I have 1 or 2 pieces of a sugar item or a chocolate item would be okay. Now, that goes back to how I started this journey. Can I have enough discipline to be able to keep it to just one day? We'll see. We'll kind of look at that over the long haul. But like I said, I wanted to come on this journey and be upfront and honest with you all and talk to you about what's going on in my mind. So as soon as I had made up my mind that I was going to have a piece of fudge, I ate the fudge, and then, and they're just like little 1-inch squares. They're not very big at all. But I want to say it almost made me gag towards the end of the piece of fudge because it was just so rich. And that's how quickly my body was kind of not used to eating it. And then once I started eating it again, it was almost too much for me. Did that stop me from eating the rest of it? No, I finished my full piece just fine. In fact, I finished a second piece later on. But it's just funny to me because I immediately knew, and I start feeling and currently feel bloated, totally. My husband and I had a dinner out to eat at a supper club tonight, and the item that we had was a chicken breast sandwich with a side of fries, and we both split just one main entree, so it was just half a sandwich. So I knew that the amount of salt that I had for supper doesn't compute for how bloated I feel now. And I know that sugar, when you consume sugar, it tends to make things like flare up and like a inflammatory type of response the body has. And so that totally must be what I'm feeling right now. So that, and then immediately after eating that first piece of fudge, I felt extreme guilt. I felt like I was letting myself down. I felt like I was letting all of you down, and I felt like kind of like a complete failure. But then I had to, again, switch my thinking in my head and say, no, I'm not a failure. This obviously is just my journey. It's not your journey. It's just my journey. And so it just tells me that I have to be realistic with my outcome. I can't say I'm going to not have something 100% completely. And that's what makes it more attainable for me, I think. Over the long haul, we'll see. And then I will say that after that first piece of fudge, I didn't have like that endorphin response where my body was just like, whew, super happy again. I didn't have that. I felt like my normal self. I didn't get more energy. I didn't feel like super happy signals from it. I didn't feel any of those responses. So that's interesting because I thought that would be one of the immediate reactions. And then I could feel, though, that I was sluggish, like maybe that sugar high came down, even if I didn't feel it right away or at all. But I did feel like a low period. So it's pretty amazing the effects that you feel after having sugar reintroduced into your system. So I would just warn anybody else who's out there on this sugar-free detox to take it slow. Don't binge on sugar if you decide to have a piece or a couple pieces of sugar back into your diet. Just take it slow, listen to your body. So that's it. Just wanted to tell you that. I think I'll still continue this daily diary for the full 7 days. So 2 more days and just kind of wrap it up at the end and give you my thoughts. But yeah, I have had a fun time kind of documenting this journey. And again, I don't feel like I'm a failure in the end. After I really sat down and rationalized my reasoning and my thought process. And I thought that this was always a struggle that I was dealing with this whole week, was if I take it out of my system completely, is that something I could sustain? And the answer is no. But I can severely limit the amount that I have. And in moderation, like most things, it should be okay. So tomorrow, though, I plan to go back into that mode of no sugar. And so we'll kind of see how I do at the end of tomorrow, kind of jumping back into it. So that's it. Just thought I would come on here and talk to you and tell you how day 5 went. How is your guys' journeys going? Tell me how you're doing. All right, we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night.